Okay, so then in that sense, if you had to say your top 5 actors,
of all time.
and then I'll say mine.
Shah Rukh, Amir, that I've seen, okay? Ranbir. I haven't seen a lot of Amitabh Bachchan, like in his earlier days to judge. I really need to actually. I want to say Hrithik is up there, but is he top four? I can't really think of any actors at the moment. Farhan Akhtar is fantastic.
Yeah.
Hrithik is fantastic. Vicky Kaushal is fantastic. Ranveer Singh is fantastic. I can't, I'm having a bit of a mind blank. I can't think who else is around. Saif Ali Khan's good.
Saif Ali Khan.
That's great.
Yeah.
What about yours? Let's
In terms of
watch this be
acting,
the worst list of all time. But continue.
excuse me.
Sorry. Continue.
Let me start first.
Yeah. Continue.
So now you made me self-conscious.
No,
Okay.
go on.
All right. I'm just gonna say it. You know what? That's fine. First one, I would say Shah Rukh Khan. Yes.
Good.
Okay.
Good start.
Second, I would say also Ranbir Kapoor.
Okay.
Okay. Third, I would say Ranveer Singh.
Okay.
Fourth, I would say Vicky Kaushal.
Okay. And this is going off what? Performance? Okay.
And then fifth, I'm going to say Imran Khan.
Stop with the Imran. There, you cannot put Amir Khan. Amir Khan has
I don't
to be
like Amir Khan's acting. I don't. I like his nephew better.
Okay, I do like Imran Khan. I do like him. But is he, I've seen people say that he's going to save Bollywood and that he's like going
That's
to
too
come
much
back.
pressure, though.
No, forget that. Is he that great that he's going to come back and he's going to just lift things?
Well, I mean, he was the king of the 2000s movies.
Huh?
He was the king of the 2000s movies, I would say. Or the prince, I don't know. Why are you looking at me like that?
Imran Khan was the king of the 2000s movies.
I thought so. I mean, look,
Well,
to be fair,
sorry,
I
hold
was
on.
less than 10 years old in that whole decade. So I'm just going off what less than 10-year-old
Okay,
me
so you're going
thought.
off your nostalgia.
Yes.
You cannot sit there and tell me that Imran Khan was the
Who
king of
else?
the 2000s. Shah Rukh Khan? Amir Khan?
Not Amir Khan. Don't put Amir Khan in. What
Tare
is he?
Zameen Par, Three Idiots, Gajini.
Isn't that after 2000s though? Like, that's after 2010. I'm talking before 2010.
Yeah, I know. They were all before 2010.
Really?
Yeah. I think Three Idiots, Dil Chahta Hai.
I hate that movie.
Oh, get it. No, please. The door's right there. Leave.
No, it's so long. Who is going to sit there for 3.5
Me,
hours?
I would sit there for the whole day and watch that movie.
No.
It's a fantastic...
I can't get past like Amir Khan's little triangular goatee and like the whole cougar plot line. I cannot.
It's not a cougar plotline.
I think it is. You have to look at it for what it is. It is a cougar plot line.
It's a great movie. That's what I look at it for. It's a what do you call it? It's a transcendent movie.
It's really not that good.
No. You see, it's one of those movies that it's not stuck in like 2001 and like it's like stuck in that time. It can be. You can watch it in 2026 and you'll be like, it's still relevant today. Same with Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara. It's like it's
Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara is top tier though.
yeah, but so is Dil Chahta Hai.
Okay, I mean that's your point of view.
No, it's the right point of view.
No.
Yes. No, you see, you can't tell me that a movie about friendship is, and like proper good friendship, not like some crappy movie.
Mm-hmm.
You can't tell me that that's not anything to be.
If you want to watch a movie about friendship, you should watch Chichore.
Okay, it's okay. No, you see, I like that movie, but you can't compare that to.
I'm not
Dil Chahta
comparing,
Hai.
but I'm saying Dil Chahta Hai doesn't explore friendship that much. It explores their
No,
individual
Hold on,
personal lives
No,
more
no,
than
no, see,
friendship.
no. Just putting this on record. You've seen how you've not seen the full movie, have you?
No, I haven't. Because I can't sit still for 3.5 hours. It's too much to ask
that's
for.
more of a you issue than a movie issue, isn't it? Exactly.
But like if
See,
it,
you see
if it
the
hasn't,
silence.
listen, if it hasn't engaged me in the first half an hour, I am not going to sit there for 3.5 hours
Okay,
to
but
watch.
Jana Do Your Jana now only starts getting good in like the middle. Then you start realizing, okay, this is actually getting good somewhere. Like it's just at the first, it's just these like cringy friends just going around doing dancing here and there, and then Bapu can't dance, all that nonsense. And then
Bubblegum Dancer is not nonsense. It is a
but
banger of a
okay.
song.
Then it gets to the point where okay, he gets a girl, she gets a guy, and then the plot starts making like okay, then you're like okay, I'm invested. That's the first half. That's the second half of the movie, but the first half is just what them going around. He pretty much already loves her. She already loves him, but they're just not admitting it. It's just a tussle, and then eventually it gets good. They realize, oh, I don't have her, so I need her. I don't have him, and I need him, kind of a thing. Dil Chahta Hai is proper great film because it's themes of stuff like it's three guys who like they're such good friends in college, and then eventually just drift apart, and they just come back together for like one thing. Because that's like one thing you realize that there's one scene in that movie particularly which I'll always remember where Amir Khan, he's sitting in his car and he's a corporate guy wearing a suit and shirt, tie, and he used to be a fun loving guy in college, like going out doing stupid things like with his mates. But now I think this is maybe a couple of years later, he's now in the Matrix. He's sitting there in his car just like thinking about something, and then he looks to his right and he sees this group of like young people in college just like screwing around. And then he imagines his own friends back then, like his group of three of Saif Ali Khan, him and Akshay Khanna. And he realizes like those days are gone. And then when he's imagining that scene, when he's imagining him and his two friends, his old version looks at him and like shakes his head. It's symbolic to symbolize that.
Well, when you explain it like that,
he's become the man that he once feared he would be.
Well, when you explain it like that, it makes me want to watch it.
That's
again.
what I'm saying. If you look deeper rather than just the surface, you'll realize that. Okay, see, I don't know if you'll understand this because it's more of like I don't know if it's like a guy's movie. I don't know. I think it could be. I don't know if women enjoy it. I'm not too sure. I think they do from what I've heard.
Yeah.
But you look at that and you're like, I look at that scene. I'm like, it's so deep because everyone can become like that. Like eventually your mates may not be your mates anymore, and then you just look at yourself.
Especially like what we were talking about in the beginning, living so far away from, you know, like I would say that it would, if we were living in India right now, it would be that much easier to make friends because you have that much more in common with them rather than making friends here where you actually, like my biggest struggle was because I never used to watch Hollywood movies or listen to English movies until 3 or 4 years ago because I found myself not having anything to relate to with my like friends because a lot of them were white. Like I started fearing like I don't have anything to speak to them about. I need to start watching all this stuff. Like I can't expect them to watch stuff in another language, but I know English. I can watch it.
Exactly, yeah.
So like, you know, like I much prefer living here in terms of life quality, opportunities, and everything, but it's just way too hard to make friends, you know.
Yeah, that's the thing. You need to watch that movie. You should really revisit that movie and stick through it because okay, obviously, okay, like any movie, there are some scenes which you'll just be like, all right, like, okay, like there will be plot holes, right, every now and then, but I watch the movie as a whole, and especially that scene, and I always look at that scene. I'm like, when we get older, what if we become that like Matrix guy who's sitting in a corporate office, like doing nothing with it, not doing nothing, but like, you know, just making the money, just going to work 9 to 5, going home. That's it. You know what I mean? Great scene and a great movie, and you should watch it. I recommend everyone watch it as well. It's a fantastic film.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll take you on, but I don't think there's anything wrong with just being a 9 to 5 person.
No. I'm not saying that. I'm saying for someone who feared he would be that.
Okay, yeah, okay, in that context,
and then, who feared he would be that, and then becomes that, and then he imagines his younger self looking at him and just like being disappointed, or like being like, oh, like look at this guy kind of a thing. Like imagine you're sitting here now doing a podcast, and in 15 years you're doing some accounting in a firm which you don't really want to do. You know what I mean? Like you had so much hopes and dreams and you had so much fun as you're younger, but then now you're older, you have responsibilities, you have like things and family or whatever, and you look back and you're like, you know, I miss those days kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Great movie, and don't judge it from the first. How long did you watch?
10, 15 minutes.
So you didn't even watch anything?
I think I just stopped before the song Koi Kahe.
So you didn't even watch anything. You just watched
because I was bored, and I like the last time I watched it, I was like 6 or 7 years ago, like as a 12 or 13-year-old girl.
That's the thing. You watch it now, and you watch it and you tell me. Watch it now, and I'm not going to tell you anything else, but watch it and tell me, because
I'll watch it tonight and I'll let
because
you know.
that's the thing. It starts off like you need to know the background of things, and then you'll realize you'll start connecting with the characters. I think when you connect with the characters is when you really start enjoying movies more, or not connect with characters necessarily, but just connect with the storyline. You get emotionally invested in it. Same with Zindagi Na Milegi. It's so hard to say. Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara. No, but see, the thing is, I'm someone who looks at like Kabhi Khushi Kabhie Gham. I'm like, if I watch it today and I've never seen it before, I would think, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
But if I were to watch Dil Chahta Hai today, or Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara today, I would be like, it's the greatest movie of all time. Same with Kisi Ka Bhai, Kisi Ka Jaan. I would watch it in 15 years and I would think it's the greatest movie of all time. It is.
No, Renesh.
Salman Khan's entry in that movie is...
Him like the jacket is the first thing that comes in. He just fits into the jacket. It's most unrealistic thing. And it looks like there's a bowl of Maggie on his head, like Jalawa Maggie.
No, but it is. I'm telling you have to watch it.
I've seen it.
Then you know it's the greatest movie of all time.
No.
It is. And I really wish I'd watched it in India with all the Salman biker fans around me.
Oh, the whistling. The best experience you can get of watching a movie is in India. Let me tell you. Like all the whistling, the service that comes to you, they fully give you the food that you order.
But they low-key overdo it.
Why?
No, because have you seen like people I think Salman had to put out in his Twitter, for Tiger 3, people were lighting up
fireworks yeah, I saw that.
Theater. That's so dangerous. And Salman had to be like, all right, like relax, like
chill, relax.
Yeah, because I think especially with a lot of these action movies, that's what they get. Like you're gonna get like nuts people who are like crazy coming in and like taking their shirt off and doing dance and stuff like that. So.
That's a bit much. Like, are you going for a party or you're going to watch the movie? Like, if people are doing all of that, how do you even listen to anything in the movie?
That's the same with like Marvel movies.
Yeah,
I've seen all these like videos of like the audience reactions while it's happening, and I'm like, I want to focus on the movie and watch it rather than sit there and listen to people.
Yeah, but that's part of the experience. Like, I went to watch Infinity War and Endgame. Like, I'm a huge Marvel buff. And I loved the reaction because it just rather than just be sitting and in silence, you can hear people eating their popcorn, sipping their Coke. I like it because like it interacts more with the audience. As long as it's not sustained for more than 2 seconds.
No, little audience reaction is good.
Yeah,
like the one I had in Endgame and Infinity War was good, but for the ones like in America, it's like it just seems too much. Like people like go over the top.
Yeah.
Like every little scene is just whoa. It's a great experience.
I like that though.
Yeah.
Like as an Indian, like I want that, like whistling, that clapping. Like I went to see Bahubali 2 in the cinemas and there's this part where he cuts the head of a guy for touching his wife, almost touching his wife inappropriately.
Great.
And he says something like, you shouldn't have cut his fingers off, you should have cut his head off instead. And he turns around and slashes his head off. And at that point, the whole audience started whistling and clapping and all of that.
Were you covering your ears and your eyes?
No. That's not violence.
Slashing someone's head off isn't violence?
Oh, no. Like at the scene, yes. But like I cut it, like I knew he was going to cut his head off.
Right.
I just closed my eyes when he was back to like, when he pulled his sword out and then I like recovered.
I feel like it would get annoying after a while. Like you want to watch the movie and not sit there.
You're a bit of a cinema Karen, Renesh.
No, I do enjoy some like cheering, but not like throughout everything. Like I want to watch the movie because I want to watch the movie, not like listen to people like have their own fun time. But if it's a movie
sounds like a Karen to me.
If it's a movie like Kisi Ka Bhai, Kisi Ka Jaan, which is the greatest movie of all time.
Hi, Rob, Renesh, enough.
I will gladly I will pay as much money as I can to be in one of those theaters.
There was pin drop silence in that movie.
Not in my theater. Not in my theater. Well, no, I watched it. When it came out, and it was absolutely amazing.
No, let's move on from Kisi Ka Bhai, Kisi Ka Jaan.
You know one thing as well. Watching Indian movies here, I find is a lot harder because they don't show Indian movies as much.
They really don't. You can only go to select cinemas to watch it.
Yeah, like we have to go all the way to. Like for the movies that aren't as big, we have to go I had to go all the way to like Blacktown, Chatswood.
Hornsby is closer to you. You should.
Yeah, but a lot of them don't show.
A lot of movies show in Hornsby.
Yeah, but no, not like all the big ones. Yeah, but the smaller ones, like not as much.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I watched Pathan in Chatswood, Jawan in Chatswood. Those were. I love Shah Rukh Khan, but I wasn't a big fan of those movies. Donkey I watched in Chatswood.
Yeah.
Kisi Ka Bhai, Kisi Ka Jaan I watched in Chatswood. Oh, was it Macquarie? I can't remember.
If I hear that one more time, I am going to walk out of here.
It was a great
Renesh,
movie,
no,
great experience.
No, shush.
You think I'm getting paid to advertise the movie, but I'm not.
They should really pay you. Like, you're doing things for the movie. No, probably even the people who haven't watched it are going to go watch it.
It's on Prime or Netflix. It's on Prime, isn't it?
I haven't done the research behind
If it's on
where
Prime,
it
then you
is.
should watch it. Speaking of the Oscars, Swades was nominated for the Oscars when it was going to came out.
Really?
Underappreciated movie, in my opinion.
You're not going to like what I have to say then. I thought it was boring.
And how long did you watch that movie?
See, the problem is I watched these movies when I was really young, and I like obviously these movies were probably way ahead of their time. And as a 6 or 7 year old watching that movie, I was like, why do I care about country? Like, get out of my face. Like, who, NASA, who? I want to be happy. I want to laugh and all of that. I wanted this serious stuff. And like, that is the stuff that is ingrained in my mind even now. Like, Khushee, don't watch it. You're not gonna like it. It's boring. So I just don't rewatch them. That's why I still have the opinion of a 6 or 7 year old girl of those movies.
I think growing up, like, a lot of people probably wouldn't understand the significance of those kind of movies, especially when you live here.
Yeah.
Because, like, when we were growing up here, we didn't kind of have that as much of a national connection as a lot of like our parents would. Like I didn't. Like I remember. Like when I was younger, my dad's like, "Oh, you should support India for cricket because like it's your home," and I'm like, I didn't feel that kind of connection as much as I do now, because I think before when you're younger, it's more just like, "Oh, you're Aussie," like you want to be as Aussie as possible. But then when you get older, you're like,
you want to be as Indian as possible.
Yeah.
Because see, the problem with having like a dual nationality is when you're in Australia, you're too Indian for Australia. And when you go to India, you're too Australian for India. So it's like, where do I fit in? You don't actually have a certain place where you can belong. Because when you're in India, you're going to say something wrong. Like for me, okay, you know how bargaining is a very important aspect of Indian life, right? If something is for 500 rupees, you have to bring it down to 200 rupees. If you pay any more, you don't know how to bargain. My dad's really good at bargaining, right? And I didn't know there are allocated spaces for where you can and you can't bargain.
All right.
So I'm from Chandigarh, right? There's a Sector 17 market in Chandigarh, and there's like, you know how there's like Mecca and Sephora here? India has their own version of that called Nykaa stores, where they have like branded cosmetics and stuff. And there was this one lipstick that I really wanted, which was sold out in Australia, but they had it in stock. So my dad gave me his credit and he was like, just go get it. I was like, oh, I'm going to have to bargain and all of that. So I went in the shop and the lady was like, this is the lipstick. She gave it to me. Say, for example, it was 2,000 rupees. And I said, can you please give it to me for 1,500 rupees? And she looked at me dead in the face like, are you crazy?
Yeah.
Turns out you can't like bargain at these boutique stores, but who's going to tell me that?
Oh, I feel like that comes out of common sense. Like if it's a street store, I would. No, I mean, come on. If you're going to go to a proper...
You're saying I lack common sense.
No, if you go to a proper, like, established store, they're not going to put the price down for you, are they?
But, like, you do it at, like, if you go to, like, clothing stores where you buy your saris and stuff, those are proper established stores.
Like, those are, like, more...
But see, like, how do you know this distinguishing thing?
No, because the thing is, they make the saris, they produce it themselves, don't they? These, like, makeup stores or whatever in India... The lipstick is sold at a certain price.
At a set price.
Yeah, you can't just like put it down like by that much.
Yeah, but still, I don't know. I feel like I should have been told. Like, I was deceived. I was kept in the dark. And I embarrassed myself in front of that lady. Like she looked at me like I had grown two horns. And my dad had to explain. He said, she's not from here. Like she doesn't know how to do stuff. We're from Australia. That's when she understood. So that's like my whole point of saying when you go to India, you're too Australian. But when you're here, you're always seen as a person of colour.
I think that's why Indians here fight, like go in their own circle like of Indians.
Yeah, everyone knows everyone.
They like that familiarity. Yeah. That because if they don't have that, then it's just it's not very you don't
just feel lonely.
Yeah, I mean, if it's not the case for a lot for everyone. I can find myself. I can sometimes hang out with non-Indians, but Indians are just better. Like you can
Indians are
connect
just
with the different-
better.
I think that's probably the same with other things as well.
Like, I'm sure white people feel this about, you know, like, yeah, white people like to hang out with white people and Indians like to hang out with Indian people. Not saying that that's always the case, but it's just you have more stuff to relate to and it's just easier.
Yeah. And on that note, we will call this a day. So Khushee, thank you.
Thank you.